What is up, everybody? My name is Andrew, and welcome back to Space Engineers Survival 2025. This is episode number 3, and in this episode, we're gonna finally go and check out the distress beacon. But in order to do that, we're gonna need to craft some sort of ship in order to fly over the mountains over there, because that's very far away, and our little rover right here, I don't think can make it all that way over those mountains. We'd have to, route like some crazy long path. It'd just be a little easier to make a little transport ship. So we're gonna be doing that in this episode. We're also going to be renovating the rover just a little bit because I think I really do need a second set of wheels in the back. Just having this one is not gonna cut it. So we'll make a couple of changes to our rover there. We'll make a air vehicle and we'll go check out the distress thing. And then we might also make a couple of modifications to our new base right here. So all of that you can expect in this episode. Let's go ahead and start with the easiest one, which is going to be making those modifications to our rover. This is probably the most necessary one here because last episode, our rover was kind of flipping all over the place if you saw it in the toward the end of the episode. So let me go ahead and try and withdraw whatever I can for this. We can't really withdraw any motors, but we don't need them quite yet. I want to build one of these. I just need to find a place where I can build it. There we go. I think I have everything except for the motors for that. So I'm going to go ahead and place this right here. We just need to weld up this top part right here. What are we missing for the motors, by the way? If I wanted to build motors. Looking at this, we're missing nickel and iron. So I could just go and grab some stone. If I look at my refinery, well, we should be fine on the iron. That's for sure, because we've got all that scrap metal. We've got a little bit of iron. And heck, we should have some stone in here even, if I'm not mistaken. No, we actually don't have any stone in here. Interesting. Okay, well, anyway, the other thing we're gonna need is gonna be a mag plate to put on the bottom of that thing. So let me grab a mag plate over here, and I think that just requires steel plate. So let me grab that, and we're gonna place that on the bottom of this. It might be a little tough to get down there because we can't use our jetpack. Usually I would try to jetpack down there to get a nice angle on this, but it doesn't look like I'll be able to this way. So you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. Ooh, what do we have over us? We have an Ember transport courier above us. Hopefully that doesn't come and try to mess with us. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this all the way to the edge right here, hit that parking brake before we go over. Critical. I can bring it a little bit further even. We go in third person just so I can see this. Yeah, we're gonna bring it all the way right there. And then we should be able to get down enough so that we can put that mag plate on. And it looks like, oh, it really doesn't want to. Ah, there we go. Okay, so we just need to flip it. And there we go, there's our mag plate. So let's make sure that we can get this and this welded up so we can move our ship upward. Let me bring this back so that we're back in a respectable area. Okay, and we're gonna need to go and collect some rocks so that we can get those motors built as well. So we know that we're gonna want this and we're gonna want this. So let's go ahead and get a little bit of rock. I think I'll make just a little rock mine right under our base because we're probably gonna end up mining this stuff out anyways because we want to build our base under this little base area that we have set up. So let's get a little rock area. We'll throw a little bit of rock inside our basic refinery and that should give us the nickel that we need for those motors. So over here, toss that rock into our refinery in the first position there, and these should start to build up, which is perfect for us. So give those a few seconds to build up and yeah, then we'll be able to raise this thing off the ground nicely. All right, let's see how we're doing. Cannot withdraw 2 motors. How are you guys? Oh man, it got through that stone so quickly. Okay, so we're probably gonna wanna go grab a little bit of nickel then if we can't very easily get the nickel from the rock. So where's our nickel? I know it's like really close to us. I think it was right under us actually. Yeah, we do have nickel right under the base. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna use the same hole that we just made. And I'm gonna right click mine down to our nickel so we can grab a handful of that. And that should give us as much as we need for the motors. All right, here we go. We're at the nickel. It's a very nice kind of light yellow. We'll grab as much of this as our inventory will allow and bring it back to our base, and that should be good. This is very nice that it's right under our base, making it very easy for us to come down and collect this stuff. And eventually, maybe I'll do like a drill into there so it can automatically get us nickel, so we don't have to go and do it ourselves. But for now, let's go into our refinery. Bring the nickel. Yep, there we go. Bring the nickel into the first section and let that stuff go ahead and refine. All right, there's our motors. Let's put this down right here, and then we're going to use build vision to bring this down to probably the max. Okay, yep. No, that's not as fast. I didn't want it to go that fast, but it's fine. We do want it to go up, so it's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change out these wheels. So this one right here, we're going to get rid of completely. And this right here, we're gonna get rid of completely as well. And we're gonna move these wheels because I don't think they're in a good position right now. So I think what I wanna do is move them so that we have one wheel. So that's the center point. I wanna have one wheel right there basically and one wheel right here. So, so we're gonna change up the design just a little bit, but I think having those two wheels will support the majority of the weight from this engine. And we're not gonna use the 2x2s either. I think we're gonna end up using the 3x3s. So let's do a little bit of modification for this. And we'll be back with that. All right, so once we have our wheels in, this is what the Rover is going to look like, and I don't think it's that bad. Kind of looks like a half track a little bit, and it's got a lot of wheels in the back here to kind of guide this. What I might do, oh, I keep instinctively trying to jetpack. What I might do as well is I need to find some way to increase the weight on the front of the vehicle also. So I could potentially put like a little battery or some small batteries in there to give it a little bit of weight. I don't know. For now, let's get these built up so that we have a functional Rover again. Okay, we've got a couple of other things building here. Things that require iron. How much iron do we have, by the way? Because I remember we did do a massive iron run toward the end of last episode. The same iron run that kind of flipped our ship. Actually, we still have a lot of that iron still on the Rover. So I can go ahead and put it inside the base if I want to. But it would be really nice to get the refinery actually built up. And actually, in order to get the refinery built up, we might also need to upgrade our power. Let's check how that's doing. So this is doing 403. Someone did tell me that these wind turbines actually do less power than a normal wind turbine. So the DLC ones do less power than the normal one. Maybe it's worth switching these out to the normal one to see if that's the case. And in fact, you know what? Let's do that really easily. So you're doing 301, which is kind of measly, if I'm being honest, for a wind turbine. But let's see how it goes if I use just the normal wind turbine here. Yeah, they're a little tricky to place, but there we go. We'll be able to place it that way. And let's see if that does better than 301. Because 301 is not great for a wind turbine. Okay, that is doing 393. So it is, in fact, doing a little bit better. Someone said the number was 25%. So these ones do 25% less than these ones. And let's see if this is the case for this one as well. Okay, let's see how that's doing. 400. So that one's doing worse, right? Or no, that one's doing about equal. Yeah, I think that one's doing about equal, so, okay. They don't necessarily do a lot better, but yeah. All right, we've got our wind turbines built up. We should now be getting a little bit more power, 800 roughly between the two of them. It'd be nice to get more than just these two, but we'll have to figure out how we want to do that. All right, and there are our wheels and the wheel suspensions as well, if I can get to it. Yep, there we go. Okay, so we now have our Rover built up, and so I can very easily just unlock this, or maybe no, maybe I want to like bring this down very slowly, and then this right here I want to unlock when it gets a little closer. Yes, right there. Perfect. Okay, so we now have that. No, switch lock. I don't want that auto locking. That thing is crazy if it auto locks. Turn auto lock off. There we go. We'll keep that on there just for now because we might use it again. But there we go. This should be a lot more stable of a Rover now that we have another two sets of wheels in the back. Oh man, I jumped the entire ship because I brought the strength up a little bit too high. But I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna make our wheels in the front have a lot more power, and the wheels in the back are gonna be running at 25% power, because I think the problem with our our Rover trying to flip over like a motorcycle is that the wheels in the back had a lot of power, so they were really kind of making the thing fly forward. But with it set up this way, ooh, I want my back wheels not to turn as well. The wheels in the back keep on turning. There we go. All right, there we go. So now we have a good Rover that's gonna, you know, let us actually go and get stuff if we want to. Perfect. You know what? Let's paint it as well while we're here. I think something green would be pretty good. We'll have green, and then we'll use maybe gray or white or something for the for these things right here. Boom, boom, and then the seat as well, maybe. Okay, so now that we have this thing built up and ready to go, let's go ahead and put all the stuff on the refinery inside the build planner so it tries to build all this stuff. Now this is going to require 20,000 iron ingot, and we have 2,000, but we have enough iron to get 20,000, so we're going to let that do its thing, and then we'll build it up, and that should allow us to process all this stuff a little bit quicker, which is going to be really good for us. I'd also like to build up these three right here, because we want to go ahead and build a ship. So let's go ahead and put that on the build planner as well. Put that in the production. And then let's start building a ship. So in order to start building a ship, we always start with a landing gear. I need some steel plates as well, please. Thank you very much. I'll take some steel plates, some interior plates, and why not some construction components as well for this mission. We'll start our first ship right here. So this is going to be just a very basic flying ship that's going to get us from point A to point B. And we actually do have some ammo inside there, so we might put a little gun on it as well, just in case there's some hostiles either between us and there or at that location of the distress beacon as well. So we're going to go ahead and go up a block or two. I'm going to give myself a nice little ramp as well so that I can build a little easier. There we go. This little setup right here should help me out when I try to place everything. So we're going to start with our cockpit. What kind of cockpit do we want? I don't think we need to go too crazy with this guy because it's only bringing us from point A to point B. So we might just go for a flush cockpit, for instance. And I think that'll look pretty decent. So we're going to throw the flush cockpit right there. What connections do you have, by the way? Ah, okay. So you have this right on the get-go. So we could just throw a connector right on the bottom of that, and that wouldn't be that bad. So think of it like this. We put that right there. We're going to switch this up so that this is right there instead. Then once we build up the flush cockpit, we can throw a connector, one of these ones right here, the inset connectors, right there, and that should fit pretty nicely. Unless the other connector is smaller. No, it's not. What they are adding, by the way, they haven't added this at the time of recording. They're coming out with an update soon, though, and they've teased this, that they're going to have a small connector version of on the large grid, because currently there is no way to put a small connector like that on a large grid, so it's difficult to use a small connector on this ship unless you do some magic with like rotors and stuff, which is fine, but they're making it a lot easier, which is going to be really cool. But for now, you know what, we're just going to do something very simple like this, and yeah, I think just something like that will be fine, and that's going to allow us to connect to our base when we want to. Okay, so that's going to be the front of the ship. We're also going to want some batteries, so I'm thinking I'll probably go ahead and stick the batteries on the bottom here. So we'll do one facing that way, and we'll do one facing the other way. Yes, we're doing two batteries, because I think it's going to be fun. Go. Okay, and now what else do we want inside this ship? We are going to be using normal thrusters, so I think I'll do something like this. I'm just trying to make a cool design at this point. I mean, we'll see how this ends up looking, but yeah, thruster there, and then, I mean, heck, I could always do a thruster right there as well if I wanted to, kind of facing back. But I'm thinking what would make a little bit more sense would be something like a cargo container on this thing. So like a 3x3 cargo container, which we can do with just the medium cargo container here. I could throw a large on there, wouldn't be the worst idea. I could even try to fit one of these in there, but these are kind of massive. I do so far like where this is going, but I do need to find out how I want to lay out my thrusters. And currently I'm leaning toward doing something like this. Why my buttons not work? There we go. Doing something like this, where I can put, you know, like a fan, I don't know, like here. Ah! Ow! I forgot I don't have a jetpack. Okay, I'm doing an interesting design that I think looks cool. We'll see if that's the case. Actually, I like this design. The only thing is I would love for it to happen right up here instead. So one block forward would look cool. I think I like this. I think this is going to be a cool design. Let me weld it up and just see real quick what we're working with. And then we'll see if this is going to be cool or if this is going to be lame. I mean, look at that. That is neat. Let me not jump off the edge again, but that is a cool design, I think. So then I can do something with that. So here I could install a thruster like that and I'd be fine. And I could also install a thruster right here. And that would work as well. I'm out of steel plates, no! It's okay, we're building a bunch of steel plates. I'm gonna need to put some more iron in there in a second, but we are getting a lot of them built up. This is my big no-suit survival setup. I have to climb on everything basically. That's the name of the game. So now we can actually get up here and work on some of this stuff. So we could, if we wanted to, throw some upward-facing thrusters in here. It would not be a bad idea, I think. We could also just toss them right here, and that would be fine. Like one right there, and same right here. I do like that. I do like that look. I think that's a nice look. I think I want to build up the flush cockpit now, and the medium cargo containers. So let's try and build those up. We'll grab everything we can, and then I'll throw everything else. Oh, shoot. I think I grabbed everything for the refinery. I'll try the flush cockpit, though, see if that... Oh, I got some of that, so that's pretty good. Let's try one of those guys. Okay, we're able to get a little bit of it. But yeah, I think most of the stuff that I have is probably for the refinery. Let's go ahead and try and put some stuff in the refinery too. There we go. Try to put some more. Yeah, it's those steel plates that are going to take ages. I'm gonna real quick, I'll do some iron runs here real quick. I think we currently don't have really a way to even hook this up to our main grid system. So for now, it's just manual transfers, which is fine. That is kind of how the early game usually goes for me. Manually transferring things until I can afford not to. But now that I got all the iron in there, I want to go into the refinery, make sure that iron is prioritized, then do the nickel, then the silicon, then the cobalt. And that should be a good order. You know, something tells me I ordered a couple too many steel plates. We're going to need them eventually, so I might as well let them cook, but still, 71,000 iron, I don't think we're going to be getting anytime soon. Can I get the displays prioritized, please? I know those are easy. And we'll do it like that, then and that should be good. All right, that should be the flush cockpit. Very nice. And then let's get the connectors as well. So here's one connector as well, and then we should have one more connector that we need to get up here, hiding. Okay, here is our connector. All right, so we now have at least the core of this ship built up, and we can see kind of what we're looking at for this. So I can see as well that I have a sunroof up top right here. So I was almost thinking I wanted to do something like right here, but now I'm thinking, now that I see that, I don't really want to. I don't think that'd be a good idea, because then I wouldn't be able to look up and see everything, which would be sad. But what we have so far is looking good. What I might do, in addition to the one that's on the bottom there, the connector, I might throw another one on the back, like so. I need steel plates to build that, but I think that would be a good idea. All right, and there's the last thing right there, the inset connector for the main core of the ship. All right, I think that's looking pretty good. We have the main kind of center area of the ship looking good. We have two connectors. Actually, this one's not even built, but we do have two connectors that we can use. This one right here, just because it looks good. It kind of completes the ship a little bit. And then this one down here, because it fit very nicely as well. Okay, so what I might want to do as well as all of this, this is going to be crazy, but I think I might want to throw a Gatling gun on the front of this right here. Because I can very easily toss them right there. One right there and one on the other side. And then we have the ammo. We don't need to actually go get any separate magnesium for this stuff. So yeah, I think what I'll do is that. I'll toss one right there, and then we'll toss one on the corresponding side right there. So we'll have two Gatling guns that we can use on this thing if we, you know, so happen to run into some like hostile stuff, which will be good. All right, I think it's about time we build up our batteries as well, because we're not going to move them at this point. I like where they're situated. So let's go ahead and grab everything we can, and then shift middle mouse button to put everything in production. I'm going to throw those right there, and then do it in this order. I think that's going to be good. Okay, that's going to take ages to do. So while that's happening, I guess I'll just go and grab some steel plates and work from there. All components withdrawn. Okay, that should be everything then for the Warfare Gatling turret right here, as well as the inset connector right there. And then the Warfare Gatling turret even on the other side. I'm surprised we were able to get everything right there, but I guess our assembler has been going. Oh, never mind, it lied. I thought it had gotten me everything, but I guess not. Okay, this should be everything for, yeah, for the Warfare battery down there. So now we have both of our batteries up and running, which is getting there. We're almost there. We've got most of the ship built. We do need some thrusters in the back, which I think we can find some places for. Man, these things are spinning at 499 each just because of this rain here. It's kind of cool seeing the rain, by the way. Something that we didn't have on Europa last series, so this is kind of neat. By the way, you'll probably notice all the settings are turned up. So the trees, for instance, you can see the trees all the way on the top of that hill. I messed around with settings a little bit, and I was able to turn up most of them by quite a bit. The only one that kind of really messed with the graphic performance is the grass density. So I kept the grass density. I increased it a little bit, but turning it all the way to 10 just kind of destroys performance. So, but the tree density didn't really do much. So I bumped up the tree density. Now we have trees really, really far in the distance. It's kind of cool. I like it. We're still waiting for this stuff to build. We just need a bunch of motors to build, and that's pretty much it. Well, we don't have a gyro, so we need to figure out a place to put a gyro. And honestly, I could put that right here. Probably one right there on that side and one on the other side in the same location. Wouldn't be a bad idea. So we'll toss one right there, and we'll toss one right there. Let's try and build them up. Actually, my build planner is just filled with engine stuff, which all that stuff requires is a bunch of motors. So we really have to wait for those motors to build, and those are taking forever because the refinery is taking forever. We could always build a second refinery. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Well, like, look at this nickel, for instance. In order to build all this, we need 855 nickel, and the refinery is going with 26 nickel right now, so it could definitely be doing better. It's going rather slowly. On the bright side, we were able to get enough motors there to build up the these things, these gyroscopes. So there we go. At least we have gyros. Okay, I've decided that the best way to get this going, because the nickel is taking forever to refine, the best way to do this is to build up the refinery. So we're going to go ahead and proceed with building up the refinery, which does require a lot more steel plates, but luckily for us, the steel plates go rather quickly as long as we're still refining iron, which we are. I guess it goes a little slowly, but what we could do is we could go grab a little bit more iron because we are going to run out. So let's head down with our new vehicle that we built earlier, and we're going to grab a little bit of iron. We're gonna go down this thing. We shouldn't bottom out now. Well, let's hit the brakes. Yeah, now that we have more wheels, the brakes actually work a little bit better. Let's turn ourselves a little bit. And yeah, it's very treacherous, this, but okay, yep, it's still very treacherous. I think I need to give our wheels a little bit more power than they have currently. Let's do that real quick. For our wheels in the back, we'll bump it up to like 36, and for our wheels in the front, we'll give them a lot more power so they can kind of handle this. And I think our wheels in the front, I want to have more friction as well. Okay, let's let this do this. Let's drive with this, and hopefully these work a little bit better. So now, yeah, now when I hit the brakes, it's actually braking pretty well. Okay, so let's get these, let's get the iron in here and get it up to our base. Hit that parking brake, and we'll get in there and mine a little bit of iron. All right, back to the mines we go. All right, there's 5 trips into this one, so we now have 11K in there. I'm gonna make sure I do 5 trips into the other one as well, so we're not unbalanced, you know? Because that was a problem. We had most of our weight on one side of the ship, and that's not what we want. All right, I'm thinking that should be enough iron. Let's throw that in here and see how much we have. Oops, there we go. So we have 22K in one and 14K in the other. Oh, we still have silicon in here. I didn't even realize. But we know from experience that probably in order to get back up there, we don't want to just go full blast with the wheels. We want to actually get like a run up and then use that momentum to get us up there. Because last time we tried to actually brute force our way up there just by driving with the wheel strength, we ended up flipping over twice. So let's go ahead and turn ourselves around, get ourselves a nice little run up, and let's get up there. Okay, come on. We're getting a little bit of speed. Keep going. 16 miles per hour. Do I have my speed limit set really low or something? Or are these wheels just not powerful enough to get us there? Oh, no. I think that's... All right, well, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. Parking brake engaged. Let's go back here. Oh, wait, I turned off propulsion for all the back wheels altogether. Okay, well, let's try this then. There we go. Now we've got a little bit of speed going. How's our strength, by the way? Okay, strength is fine. Yeah, we got a little bit of speed going now that we have the propulsion on the back wheels also. All right. And it seems like we're a little bit more stable with those back wheels, with the 4 back wheels instead of the 2, which I like. Okay, let's get ourselves back up here. And very nice. Ooh, we actually got a little bit of speed going there. Turn that off. And welcome back to the base. That planet looks really cool. I'd love to visit that one day. But anyway, welcome back to the base. Let's put some of this iron in here, because I think we probably have run out of iron by now. Let's see. No, not quite yet, but we're getting close. How are we doing on this? We have 134 of the steel plates, so we can go ahead and throw those in there. And we're now about halfway to the number of steel plates we need. But we're getting there. That's all that matters, is that we're making forward progress. Let's grab all this stuff, throw it in there. I'm gonna hold off on putting the stone in there for now, because once we get the refinery running, the refinery is actually a little bit more efficient when it comes to refining stone into ingots. Okay, we're gonna have to give this a little bit more time as well. But what's gonna be nice is that once we get within 100, steel plates, we could actually remove the basic refinery and just build up this refinery instead, using those steel plates to help us along. There we go. There's a couple more steel plates added right there. We only need about 400 more, and then we can delete that refinery and just have this big one, which will be good. Very good for us. Okay, while we're waiting for that to go, oh, we're getting some nice shadows over there on there. Oh, the sun is actually almost going down as well. Wow, I can't believe it. But while we're waiting for that, let's head in here and grab some nickel as well, because we're going to need that, you know, relatively soon. We'll grab a nice inventory full of nickel to bring back to our base. Because we're running a little low. We only have 499 in there. And I guess, you know what? I can actually grab a couple of steel plates from here temporarily. I don't want to, but it's kind of an investment in our future. I'll grind down a little bit of this so that I can do that. Okay, and that should give me a couple more steel plates that I can use toward this, giving us 810. Not bad. A couple more from here. 834. All right, we're moving on up in the world. Nice. All right, how are we looking? 985. Just we only need 15 more, and then we can remove that refinery and use the steel plates for the big refinery. And then we will be set. Well, sort of. I've added a couple of lights to this ship right here, so I think they make it look pretty nice. I like it. We've got just an inset light right here, which looks pretty good, and then we've got some headlights on the side that I think look pretty good as well. So we like lights. Lights are good. All right, there we go. We should now be able to get that refinery and turn it off. So refinery, you can turn off now. Let's go to our cargo container. We're gonna go ahead and transfer everything back over into the cargo container here. Then we can remove the refinery and use those steel plates to build the much, much faster normal refinery instead of the basic refinery. So there we go. Using those steel plates. There is the normal refinery. Okay, so finally, boom, look at that. Oh, look how much faster that goes. That's so much faster. Oh my gosh. I don't know how much faster that is, but it's like 3 times as fast or something like that. 4 times, I don't know. It's really fast compared to the previous one. This is going nicely. Okay, now that we have this thing up and running, we can get some nickel here. Oh, look at that speed. I'd like to prioritize those because those are really what we need. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to get a second refinery going as well, but that might be a bit much. So unfortunately, currently what we'll have to do is we'll have to actually grab this stuff here and move it over manually to this because we don't actually have a connection there yet. Although I suppose what I could do is I could grab the basic assembler and just move it. Actually not a bad idea. Let me grab all of this stuff, throw it in there. We're gonna move our survival kit over 1 block, which is kind of funny, but yeah. Okay, here's our new survival kit, moved over just 1 block for us. And we're gonna move over our assembler as well. We're gonna grab all this stuff from here, throw it back in here, and then we're gonna move this stuff over to here. And honestly, it would be a good idea to just get a normal assembler going instead of the one that we had there, which, how tough would that be? I think the steel plates is the big thing that we need. Steel plates, displays, motors. We could probably get it up and running here. So I'll just place that down right there, and then temporarily we'll put our basic assembler up here. Why not? We'll just toss it right there. Fuel. Which will work because it doesn't matter where it is, really. We're gonna remove it once we don't need it anymore. But currently we still need it to build a couple more blocks for us. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna go into our production real quick. Good, there's nothing there. I'm gonna grab this. Let's grab as much as I can for that. Energy low. And then let's go ahead and put everything else in production. Make sure that's in the basic assembler. Perfect. Wait, you don't need that many. Oh, that's why. There we go. That's much more reasonable. Okay, now if I look in the refinery, I can see, let's get more iron going. Now the problem is that we still don't have enough power to run both of these at the same time. So we need another source of power. I could just build a temporary wind turbine or something. Because these aren't really cutting it. What will cut it? How much do we need? That's the real question. 560 plus the assembler. The assembler does 280. That does 560. So we're looking at 700, 800, like 850, which means another one of these would actually work pretty well. Another wind turbine. All right, we're sticking a temporary wind turbine here. It's not going to be here forever, but it's going to be here until I find another way to do this. Okay, here's our next wind turbine. Let's get this thing built up, and hopefully it lets both of these machines run at the same time. It should. Yeah, even though it's only getting 320 because it's a little bit close to everything, it's still giving enough that they can all run at the same time. Perfect, that's exactly what we wanted. All right, now we should be able to get all this stuff built up. I'll do the easy stuff first before I do the steel plates, because steel plates are a pain. But that's gonna let us build up our assembler. And we like assemblers because assemblers give us better tools if we want better tools. I love better tools. Wind turbine, can I actually see? Yeah, okay, so 1 and 2 have actually optimal clearance. So even though they're only outputting 305, they do have optimal max output, current output. Oh, so they're not actually outputting what it shows me. So even though it shows me that you have 400 here, that's the max power, but the current power is more like 300 something. Ah, I see. Okay. That should be all the computers. Yeah, okay, so all we need is construction components, motors, and the steel plates. Okay. Although I say that, and really, I don't even need that stuff, because I think I could just use the stuff from the basic assembler. All right, as night falls in our little valley, we're able to get this assembler finally built up. It's going to destroy our power needs, I think. But there it is, it's built up. As long as we don't give it anything, it should be fine. But the assembler requires 560. That requires 500 something as well. So yeah, we don't have enough power to run everything at the same time. But with this assembler up and running, we can now build everything in the game other than prototech stuff. And we can also build the level 2 and level 3 tools, which could be worth doing. Silver ingot though, we're not gonna be able to get that right now because we don't know where silver is. Same with the proficient hand drill and same with the proficient welder. We need to find silver for these things. So it's fine, we can't get them now, but we do have the ability to build them. We can also build up, if we wanted to, a row 1 rocket launcher and the better weapons as well. Wouldn't be a horrible idea, getting an MR8P rifle. But, I mean, we do still have our trusty pistol with us, so our little pew-pew weapon. But yeah, things are looking pretty good. Okay, so we now have a refinery on the base. We have an assembler on the base. We have this rover right here, and we have this aircraft that's not quite built yet, but is pretty much built and ready to go as long as we wait for the refinery and stuff to do its thing. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait through the night and get this stuff built up, and then early next episode, right at the start, we're gonna take this ship out and check out the distress beacon. I don't know what lies between us and the distress beacon. Probably we're gonna start seeing some bases spawn because that is the nature of the encounters mods. But yeah, and then we'll get to the distress beacon, check that out, see what that is, and that's going to be an interesting bit. So stay tuned for episode 4 where we'll do that right at the start of the episode. But this one has been a building episode. We did a little bit of ship building and a little bit of base building, and I think the base is coming along quite nicely. So let me know what you think though. Let me know what you think in the comments about how this series is going, what you want to see, stuff like that. How many times do you think I'll fall off the base before I learn my lesson? And with that, if you like this video, please hit the like button, put your comments and your suggestions down below in the comments section. And with that, I'll see you all in the next episode of Space Engineers Survival 2025.